Her missed the appointment, so the clinic gave her medication, what are known as abortion pills. Once back home, Amber experienced profuse bleeding, vomiting, severe pain. She eventually passed out. Her boyfriend called for an ambulance. At the Georgia hospital, Amber's condition deteriorated quickly. In a rare occurrence, it was discovered her body had not expelled all the fetal tissue and an infection was spreading. Official Georgia State medical expert analysis of her case says Amber should have received a life-saving D&C, but doctors waited 20 hours before deciding to take her to surgery. Amber's blood pressure had taken a dive. Her organs had started failing. In the operating room, her heart stopped. On the way to surgery, Amber's last words to her mother were, "Promise me you'll take care of my son."
Amber's mother, Shanette, and older sisters, CJ and Andrika, are here. Hey. And they wanted to be here tonight to speak out for the first time. Ms. Shanette, what do you want us to know about Amber's story?
Initially, I did not want the public to know my pain. I wanted to go through in silence, but I realized that it was selfish. I want y'all to know Amber was not a statistic. She was loved by a family, a strong family. And we would have done whatever to get my baby, our baby, the help that she needed. When ProPublica came to my home, I pushed them away. No, but Kavithia, she was persistent. She said, it was something that you needed to know. You have to hear me. Women around the world, people around the world need to know that this was preventable. 2 years later, after speaking with my daughters, because I lost strength, I lost hope, you're looking at a mother that is broken. Mm-hmm. The worst pain ever that a mother, that a parent could ever feel. Her father and myself and the family, you're looking at it.
Well, we appreciate so deeply you being here. And we're all watching you hear that tape and those words. We know how re-traumatizing that is and the strength it takes for you to be here to tell your story. And we deeply appreciate it. And I have to ask you, as her sisters, how are you coping? And what does knowing that this could have been prevented, how does that sit with you? How do you cope with that on a daily basis?
I mean, it's heartbreaking. You know, that was my baby sister. I loved my baby sister, you know. I'm beyond hurt, disappointed. I feel guilty. I wish I could have helped her, you know, because she was suffering. Mm-hmm. And we had no idea. We trusted them to take care of her, you know. Mm-hmm. And they just let her die because of some stupid abortion ban. Wow. They treated her like she was just another number. Mm-hmm. They didn't care for her as if, you know, she was their daughter or their, you know, granddaughter.
Yeah.
You know, and she's not here. She'll never come back.
Yeah. Andrika, what do you want to say?
I want to say that it's very disheartening that my sister was allowed to suffer for 20 hours. She suffered. It was nothing that we could do to help her. We trusted the healthcare professionals to do their job and save her, but they failed her.
Well, I think the most powerful thing that you've said here, Ms. Shanette, is that your daughter is not a statistic. She had a life. She was loved by her sisters, loved by her family, loved by those who knew her, and she's not just a statistic. And we are happy to speak her name tonight in this room, talking about what this country needs in terms of reproductive rights and freedom. What do you want to say, Madam Vice President?
I'm just so sorry. And the courage that you all have shown is extraordinary, because also you just learned about how it is that she died. And
They just recently learned, yes.
how?
Yeah.
And Amber's mom shared with me that the word over and over again in her mind is preventable.
Yeah.
Preventable. That word keeps coming to her.
Mm-hmm.
And this story is a story that is sadly not the only story of what has been happening since these bans have taken place. And, you know, so just to step back in terms of how we got here, the former president chose 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would overdo the protections of Roe v. Wade.
Mm-hmm.
And they did as he intended, and in state after state, including yours, these abortion bans have been passed that criminalize healthcare providers. In a couple of states, prison for life, Oprah. Prison for life in a couple of states for a doctor or a nurse who provides healthcare. And so it seems very apparent
Even when the mother's life is in
But
danger.
see, here's the problem with that. Here's the problem with that. So is she on death's door before you actually decide to give her help?
Mm-hmm. That's the problem.
Is that what we're saying?
Yeah. That you've got to prove you're on death's
Like
door.
literally a doctor or a nurse has to say, she might die any minute, better give her now care.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise I might go to prison for life in some cases.
Mm.
Think about what we're doing in terms of saying that certain people who are in these state houses, and then starting with the former president of the United States, think they're in a better position than a doctor or a nurse to determine when their patient needs medical care. This literally, and Amber's story highlights the fact that among everything that is wrong with these bans and what has happened in terms of the overturning of Roe v. Wade, it's a healthcare crisis. It's a healthcare crisis that affects the patient and the profession. And going back to Hadley's story, and Hadley, you've been so remarkable in telling your story and being so strong in the way you do it. And both of these stories really, I mean, the courage for it out of pain, for you to tell these stories to help other people is just extraordinary. And Hadley, you've been so remarkable. You know, Oprah, I don't know if you know this, but when I was in high school, I learned that my best friend was being molested by her stepfather.
Yes, we heard that story on the DNC.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
you had the courage then to go to her and say, you've got to come to our house.
And she came to stay with us. I called my mother, she came to stay with us. And the idea that these same legislators who would be saying, you know, criminalize healthcare providers are also saying that after a person's body has been violated, that they have no right to make a decision about what happens to their body next. That's immoral.
Yeah. I think it's not just immoral. But here's what I want to say. I just don't believe that those legislators, that the government has a right to be in your womb. They have no right to be in your womb with decisions about your womb.
And one does not have to abandon their faith.
Right.
Or deeply held beliefs to agree the government should not be telling her what to do.
Absolutely.
Right? If she chooses, she will talk with her priest, her pastor, her rabbi, her imam, but not the government telling her what's in her best interest.
Well, this is a long healing process for this family. And we thank you, and we hope that by being amongst people who heard you and
Somebody's
heard
cell
your
phone
daughter's
ringing
story
in
will be
the
meaningful
studio.
to you in this journey to healing. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, I want to also, thank you. I want to hear from Star Walker, who is a campaign engagement organizer in Milwaukee, one of my hometowns, Milwaukee. Hi, Star, what's going on in Wisconsin?
Hi, Oprah. Hi, Madam Vice President. We are fired up here in Wisconsin. I'm an engagement organizer, so I focus within their personal networks, as friends, family, teammates. Yeah, and by empowering people to leverage their relationships, we amplify their voices and deliver progress. We're fired up, but we also know it's a razor-thin race. So just like in 2020, this is gonna be won by a field margin. It's on us to roll up our sleeves and do the work. Let's make phone calls and knock on doors. Go to go.kamalaharris.com to join this people-powered movement. That way, when we look back, we won't just be remembering how we felt, we'll be remembering what we did.
Woo! I love that. I love that. Y'all, I love that. That's a big takeaway because we're all feeling really good right now. But what really matters is what are we going to do? Absolutely. What are we going to do? Thank you so much, Star. I see somebody else on the screen, Julia Roberts. Hi, Julia.
Hi. Hi.
I heard you were so excited you wanted to be here tonight. Why?
Well, first of all, Oprah, thank you for hosting this, because I guess if I started a voting club, it would be conversationalists for Kamala.
Yes.
Because to talk, to listen, to be heard, to have this back and forth is so unique in this campaign to beautiful, wonderful Kamala Harris, who I've had the good fortune of knowing for many years. And I am a mother of 2 kids. This is their first chance to vote in an election. And I couldn't be more excited for them to have the legacy to say that their first vote they ever cast for president was for you. I have just chills saying that out loud.
Are you all going to the polls together? Are you organizing a party? Are the Motors having a poll party? What's happening?
I wish we were all going together. In fact, you know, they are in college, so we will be separated on the great day, but in spirit united always for what we believe in and what we, you know, I feel like it's interesting. We talk so much about being Americans united for something, but this has become such a global representation of our country and what we stand for. And I get to travel internationally a lot. And I want people to say, oh, you're American? And not, oh, huh. How's it going over there? You know?
Yes.
So I want to get back to that space.
Exactly.
And
Thank you, Julia. Exactly. Thank you. And hey, there's Tracy Ellis Ross coming up there. Tracy, we should, now listen, if anybody should have a voting party, I think it should be at your house because you have great parties, girl.
I just want to say hi, hello, Madam Vice President. It's just an honor. I actually have never met you, which is crazy. And hi, Oprah.
Wow.
What did I miss?
We just saw each other the other day. Okay. Oh, hi, Tracy. Hi.
Hi, Oprah. How you doing?
Hi, good. Yeah. This is exciting, though, isn't it? Isn't it exciting?
It's exciting. It's exciting because I believe in democracy. I believe in the future of our country, in reproductive freedom, bodily autonomy, women leading. I believe in decency. The idea of leading with joy and kindness has always been in my DNA. And I'm here both for the seriousness of this election, but the joy with which it is being handled. It is stunning. And then I also really want to remind everybody, it hasn't been mentioned, but voting up and down the ballot is incredibly important. your freedom and your daily life are all the way up and down that ballot. People are policies, and we need the right people in all areas, all positions. And then I would like to say to you two women, thank you for what you represent, because as a 52-year-old childless woman, I want to say to the people who think that a woman's worth is measured in her baby count, I mean, shout out to all the amazing mothers, but the childless women have been mothering the world and elevating culture as aunties, godmothers, teachers, mentors, sisters, and friends, and the list goes on. And you do not need to push out a baby to help push humanity forward.
Amen.
Amen to that. Thank you so much, Tracy Ellis Ross.
Put a hand clap in the
Thank
chat
you so
for
much.
that.
So another important issue this election is, of course, our safety. And just 2 weeks ago, our country experienced yet another
I like them
horrific
chairs on the
school
side.
shooting. Watch this.
It's 10:30 a.m. at Robb Elementary in Uvalde. The school is recognizing my 10-year-old daughter, Lexi, for receiving all A's. 30 minutes later, a gunman murders her, 18 classmates and 2 teachers.
In the last 25 years, there have been 417 school shootings in the United States, and more than 383,000 students have experienced gun violence while at school.
More children and adolescents are killed by guns each year than anything else nationwide.
Just 2 weeks ago, Appalachia High School in Winder, Georgia, became the latest area to face every parent's worst nightmare.
Tonight, breaking news as we come on the air, the deadly high school shooting, 2 students and 2 teachers killed. Police and parents racing to the scene outside Atlanta.
Oh my goodness. There is a shooting at my granddaughter's school.
We had to drag our teacher's body into the classroom. We heard him take his last breath.
Oh.
We live in a country where 383,000 children have been exposed to gun violence. Now just sit with that number for a second. It's a number until it's your child.
Yeah.
This is not normal, y'all.
Yep.
This is not normal, and this is not right. Other people in other countries do not have this issue. We Americans, we have to do better. We have to do better. We cannot continue to just settle for our thoughts and prayers. Lives are being destroyed. 15-year-old Natalie Griffith and her parents, Doug and Marilda, are here. And Natalie, we are so sorry to know that you too have been added to that number, because you were in algebra class when you were shot twice by a 14-year-old fellow student. We're so glad that you lived to tell your story. And so how are you tonight?
Well, before that thing, the video, I was very happy. I still am very happy to be here and to tell my story and what happened, because it was a terrible thing, and it should not have. What's it called?
Where were you shot? Where were you
I was
physically shot?
Right here on my shoulder, and then around here. Right.
Wrist.
I was saying
my
that
wrist.
383,000 students in our country, the United States of America, have been exposed to violence. That same scene that you experienced in your school. Had you all been having, drills or preparation for what should happen should there be a shooting?
I've had intruder drills and fire drills and stuff. In my old schools, we've had a fire drill at Appalachia, but it was the first 2 months of the school year. We hadn't had an intruder drill yet, so we weren't even completely sure where to go in the classroom. We all just, I remember being like huddled.
So I was watching your mother, even just when that tape was coming on. It's still very much PTSD, very much traumatic. You're still reliving it. And how has it been for you? How were you notified that there was a shooting at the school?
I was notified by a friend. She called me, I was at work. And she called me and she said, do you know about the shooting? With the school that she goes to, the Appalachia. I said, no, I don't. And then she said there was a shooting at the Appalachia High School. My heart just dropped and my heart just got so heavy and I could not stop. I had to leave. I told my coworkers, I gotta go, I have to leave. And then my first thing I did is drop my knee on the floor and just start praying. I prayed for about 30 minutes for my work all the way to the school. I didn't get to the school on my car. I had to leave my car at a gas station about maybe 2.5, 3 miles. And I walked on foot and I ran because my heart was so heavy. I couldn't get to touch with my daughter.
And I hear you have a message for people in power regarding guns now.
I do. I want to finish that story because no parent should go through this. I want to just finish what, the experience. You do not know what feels until it's you.
Yes.
All those numbers that you show on the TV, a lot of people there here are mothers. What are we doing about this? What are we doing? Let's make sure that everybody listens. Let's make sure that everybody hears it. The whole world needs to hear that we women that have our children, we have a job. That job is to protect our children. That job is to protect our nation. That job is to protect our country. We cannot leave. We cannot let that go on. We have to stop it. Where I was asking earlier, where are those people? All the shooting, where are they? They needed to make a noise. I'm ready to make a noise about this, and I'm ready to stop it because no one knows what feels when you can't find your child, when you call her just not answering. When I went through it, it's just me that knows it. And I'm so sorry for those that lost the children actually died. I can actually hug my child. My child is here, and I gave all this praise to the Lord. Our Father in heaven saved my child. But the other two mothers, they lost their kids, and the other teachers that died. Those people are suffering like I'm suffering. I'm very sorry for them. I'm very sorry that they lost their loved ones.
And you have a message for the people in power.
Yes, the people in power. Let's make it a change. Let's make it happen. Let's just not hear about this. Who wants to just hear about this? We gotta change it. We gotta make it happen.
And Doug, I hear you're not a registered Democrat, but you now say it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on when it comes to this issue. What change do you want to see now that it has affected your family?
Common sense, I think the first step would just be metal detectors in schools, make a budget, make a plan. And the people that say, well, we've never really done stuff like that before, I don't care. They didn't have metal detectors at airports at one time. They didn't have metal detectors at courthouses. I think that if a child knew that he would get caught, the likelihood of him trying would be, there may be another target, but it wouldn't be us having to worry about schools being hardened.
Yeah. I think that Doug has said it so eloquently, which is we just need to apply common sense. And look, I think for far too long on the issue of gun violence, some people have been pushing a really false choice to suggest you're either in favor of the Second Amendment or you want to take everyone's guns away. I'm in favor of the Second Amendment. And I'm in favor of assault weapons bans, universal background checks, red flag laws. And these are just common sense. These are just common sense.
I thought it was so powerful at the convention when you said you have guns. No, at the debate. I'm
a gun owner. Tim Walz is a gun.
I did not know that.
If somebody breaks in my house, they're getting shot.
Yes, yes, I hear that. I hear that.
I love
Probably
that.
should not have said that.
Exactly.
But
we
my
ain't mad
staff
at
will
you.
deal with that later.
But you have been a gun owner for a while.
Yes, I have.
Yes.
But here's my point, Oprah, is that I'm not trying to take everyone's guns away. I believe in the Second Amendment, but we have to agree that, look, I did last fall a college tour with college-age young people. So I also did trade schools. And packed audience every time in their auditorium. And I would ask, please raise your hand if at any point between kindergarten and 12th grade, you had to endure an active shooter drill. Almost every hand went up. It was bone chilling.
Yeah, this is the way our kids are living.
Chilling.
Yeah.
And think about it. You know, I grew up, we had fire drills only. Well, I grew up in California. We also had earthquake drills. But the fact that our children are sitting in a classroom where they should be fulfilling their God-given potential and exploring the wonders of the world, and some part of their brain realizes somebody could bust through that classroom door with a weapon, with an assault weapon. And let's all agree that the trauma, so many children, even those who have not directly experienced the tragedy.
Just being in the environment, being in the
I
environment.
cannot tell you the number of young people who, I mean, our kids had active shooter drills. They're concerned that there might be somebody who would kill them while they are at school. This is not the sign of a civil society, and it doesn't have to be this way. It does not have to be this way. But we need to have the courage to act. I mean, look, my opponent, when he was told and knew about a shooting of a young girl, you know what he said? Get over it. Get over it. No, we're not getting over it. No, and to the point, everyone should have a sense of collective responsibility for the children of our community.
Yes.
And understand their right to live and be safe. I have personally prosecuted homicide cases. I know I've seen autopsies. I've seen what these weapons do to the human body. And we've got to agree that, in particular, when we're talking about something like an assault weapon, it's literally designed to be a tool of war. It has no place on the streets of a civil society. It's designed to kill a lot of human beings quickly. And there are things we can do. I mean, thankfully, over the last 3 years, we've done some, but it is common sense.
It just seems like common sense we would see this.
I think
and
so.
I think that the majority of Americans agree with you that we do not want assault weapons in the hands of children and other people who have no business with those types of weapons.
Right.
We know this is true. So we thank you, Natalie, and your family for being here.
Is she watching the clock?
And
Is
good luck
Oprah
in
just
that
watching the
marching
clock? Like,
band
oh, I got to
this year.
stop this
hear
now.
You're going to go out
need
for the
commercial break.
marching band still.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, it's a sad moment for us, but I wanted to make sure that, we came because we needed to be heard and we needed to, change has to be made and we're ready to fight for this.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, you want to hear what's going on in another battleground state. Tracy is a regional organizing director in Nevada. Tracy, tell us how things are going for you. Hi.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tracy Lee, a regional organizing director in Nevada. I am the silver state this year because there's so much on the line. From healthcare to lowering costs, these issues impact all of us. My team and I have been building relationships with voters across this state because here in Nevada, we know that enthusiasm alone does not win campaigns. Organizing does. So all of you watching tonight can become organizers, whether you talk to your sister, a roommate, or a grandparent about why you're so excited to vote for Vice President Harris. You are organizing and energizing other supporters. So please go to go.kamalaharris.com to find ways to help and enjoy the rest of tonight's event, and let's get to work.
Let's get to work. Let's do something. Meryl Streep, hello. You and I. Hi, Meryl Streep. You and I have talked about this moment. How are you feeling? How are you feeling about the momentum?
Oh man, this has been overwhelming to have the privilege to sit in and listen to the testimony of the people here. Hello, President Harris.
Not yet. 47 days.
47 days, yes.
Look at her claiming it's about 47 days.
From my mouth to God's ear.
Amen.
And hello, Oprah.
Amen.
I think the word of the day has been preventable. Preventable. All of this, the surround of hatred and venom and toxicity and encouraging some segment of Americans to hate other segment of Americans. It's just crazy, and nobody wants it. We're done.
That's right.
We're done with it.
Amen.
I wanted to ask you, I can't believe I have this opportunity. I probably never will again. If I have a little Debbie Downer moment, because actually, I think you're going to win. I'm sure you're going to win. I think, yeah. But what happens when you win and he doesn't accept it? And you know that there's going to be this long slog of shenanigans.
Yep.
And I'm wondering how we get to that moment, how we preserve certification on January 6th. Because if it doesn't happen, it'll be maybe thrown back to the legislatures of the states. And I've been working with state government citizens campaign, which is sgcamerica.com. So they're great. They're doing the unglamorous down ballot work of promoting those candidates, because I'm worried about it, and I wonder if we're ready for January 7th, 8th, 9th, and what happens? What happens?
So we will be ready, but
National Guard.
Just taking a step back, and thank you, Marilyn, for just the gift that you give, your talent, your creativity. Thank you for being here. One of the things that I have realized in the course of our campaign is that more Americans than we may realize who voted for Trump before have decided January 6th was just a bridge too far. When we reflect and think about what January 6th was, where the President of the United States, sitting in the Oval Office, incited a mob, a violent mob, to attack the United States Capitol, such that 140 law enforcement officers were injured, some were killed. To try and upend a free and fair election where the American people voted, that was a bridge too far for a lot of people. And we have sadly now seen how far he could go. And I think there is absolutely no tolerance whatsoever for the vast majority of Americans for that. And they've seen the lies. They understand, for example, almost every court case, I think every court case where he's challenged an election, he lost. I said on the debate stage, look, because he's having a very difficult time, obviously, processing the fact that 81 million people fired him, right? But, so there is that it really was a bridge too far for so many people that they are not willing to repeat. But the other piece of it is the lawyers are working. It's very important that we all speak to our friends and our neighbors about misinformation and help them now see how it occurs, where it is occurring. It is important that we stand up for the integrity of poll workers and people who are working on election day. And that we also, and this is critically important, that we ask people to be alert about mis and disinformation, and we ask them, do not be afraid to vote. Because I think there is also something quite insidious about these attacks on the electorate in these various forms that are intended to convince people that their vote won't matter. And in that way, there's a little bit of reverse psychology going on here, and let's just make sure nobody falls for it. Your vote does matter, and we cannot let anyone ever take our power from us. We can never let anybody silence us. And when we get those votes out, starting soon, early voting is already going to start this week, I think, through November 5th. And let's make sure everyone votes. And we are going to have a good election day. We're going to fight for the integrity of the people's voice and for our democracy. And, you know, I'll just mention earlier, a couple of folks talked about what this means in terms of the world. You know, Oprah, as vice president, I've met over 150 world leaders. Presidents, prime ministers, chancellors, and kings. And the thing about representing the United States of America is when we walk in those rooms around the world, we have historically and traditionally been able to walk in those rooms, chin up, shoulders back, with the self-appointed and earned authority to talk about the importance of democracies. People around the world are watching right now. Because you see, the thing about walking into a room and being a role model is people watch what you do to see if it lines up with what you say. And in that way, the consequences of this election are directly going to impact the American people and people around the world. That's what we're fighting for, and those are the stakes. And that's why we're going to win, because we know what we're fighting for. Because we know what we stand for.
Thank you, Meryl. So, thank you, Meryl. What is on your heart to say to the American people as we have 47 days until November 5th? What's on your heart? To say to particularly those people who are still undecided, or maybe indifferent, or on the fence still?
We love our country. I love our country. I know we all do. That's why everybody's here right now. We love our country. We take pride in the privilege of being American. And this is a moment where we can and must come together as Americans, understanding we have so much more in common than what separates us. Let's come together with the character that we are so proud of about who we are, which is we are an optimistic people. We are an optimistic people. Americans, by character, are people who have dreams and ambitions and aspirations. We believe in what is possible. We believe in what can be. And we believe in fighting for that. That's how we came into being. Because the people before us understood that one of the greatest expressions for the love of our country, one of the greatest expressions of patriotism, is to fight for the ideals of who we are, which includes freedom to make decisions about your own body, freedom to be safe from gun violence, freedom to have access to the ballot box, freedom to be who you are and just be, to love who you love openly and with pride, freedom to just be. And that's who we are. We believe in all that. And so this is a moment where we stand knowing what we are fighting for. We're not fighting against. It's what we're fighting for.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Vice President. Thank you. And I want to say, President. I also want to say thank you, Joe Taker. Thank you, Joe Taker, who started the gatherings on Zoom and all of the grassroots. Now, each of you listening tonight, you become your own grassroots organization to go forward and do something, coming together for the largest Zoom call we've all ever had. Thank you so much. And I just want to say, for all of you watching who are still on the fence, you're in the middle, you're independent as I am, or whether you're just still don't know what you're gonna do. This is the moment for all decent people, all caring people who want the best for yourself and you want the best for other people. This is the moment for people who are tired of all of the bickering and all of the name calling, people who are exhausted by the craziness and the made up stories and the conspiracies. This is the moment. You want to get on with your life because you know that we can do better and that we deserve better. You know this. I know you know this. I know you feel this. I know this is what you're saying amongst yourselves. It's in all the conversations that we're having, that you're having. And we're better than this. We're better. We're better. And we want to create a world where our children will be safe in school again. And as my friend and mentor Maya Angelou always said, when you know better, you got to do better. Thank you. So let's do better and vote for Kamala Harris. Thank you to all of our special guests. Thank you for sharing your stories, for being here, Ms. Shanat. Vice President Harris, we thank you. We hope you keep fighting for us and the country we deserve to have. Thank you so much. Thank you. To find out more about how you can register or where you can vote, go to IAmVellB.com. Good night, everybody. Thank you on Zoom. Thank you. Thank you.
Secret Service popped out from every corner. Where all these men come from? They all in the front couple rows and everything. All right, well, that's the end of that. Unfair. Good. Okay, perfect. That was a smooth transition. What's up, good people? No need for me to say, can you hear me? But I guess you can say, type in the chat, vote blue. I'm not one of these YouTubers who are going to be like, everybody make your own choice, blah, blah, blah. Like hell. I don't want to go 300 years back. So vote blue, vote right, vote blue. Actually, this I apologize because I did not know that this was even occurring tonight. And I was literally trying to put a very quick little show together for y'all. I had some topics, really the stuff that we were supposed to cover. What was it, Monday or Tuesday? Then the Diddy stuff happened. And y'all was like, it's Diddy. Diddy got arrested. They'll talk about it. And so then I changed the whole show. And so all that stuff, the topics that I scrapped for that day, we still haven't done them because we've been talking about Diddy all week. So I was going to try to squeeze those in. But today I have had a lot going on, still technically do, because I'm literally I'll be leaving for vacation in a few hours at 3 a.m. I got to be back up. I haven't even done my packing yet. So I was going to do a quick little show because I know I can't come back for, a couple days. I won't be able to go live. So yeah. And if you're on Patreon or consider joining Patreon, there's a whole, I've been posting, and so they have all the updates over there. Is that it? Yep. You can join patreon.com / IAmVellB. There's a you can join for free. You can join for free, and then at $5 or higher, you actually get access to like exclusive live streams and vlog content and all that kind of stuff. You kind of want to know what Vell be up to when he'll be on YouTube. You'll see all that. Yeah, it's a lot. And I'll also be vlogging this trip that's coming up as well. So I wanted to come live, but anyway, once I was pulling the show together for y'all, the few little topics, I happened to go to YouTube and I'm like, what the hell? I didn't know this Unite for America rally with Vice President Kamala Harris and Oprah. I didn't know it was on. And when I noticed the thumbnail, it said it was over 270,000 people watching live on Kamala's YouTube channel. And so I was like, I think I need to stream. For one, I was interested. So anyway, and I couldn't go live any later. So I was like, let me just tune in now, go live and see who will join. So I thank all of you for joining. And in the future, y'all could send me a message on Telegram or something. Be like, Vell, later tonight, so-and-so is happening. Can you stream it? But anyway, I appreciate y'all. Yes, vote blue, vote blue, vote blue. I started some questions. Let me see. Do I have this handy? I keep saying question, but it's not question. I started some comments. Let me see. It was a part of what I was going to play on. Was that Monday's show? Yes, it is. Falls right in line with this. This was some clips I had from Trump's some of his recent appearances that I was going to play for us on Monday. And so they fall in line perfectly with this. Let me pull them into the show. Let's see. Where we at? There we go. Here we go. And where is it? Here we go. Part of our edition. So this first one was actually, let me do it as a poll question to see how many of you are even aware of this. I think this was last week sometime, if I'm not mistaken, because I've had this a little bit for a minute. Where'd my poll stuff go? It's not showing up. Hold on. Is the chat messed up? What's happening? Oh, come on, YouTube. YouTube playing. Oh, there it is. Okay, for some reason. I don't know what that was about. Ignore that blank comment. I don't know what that was about. Here we go. Poll question. Did you hear that Trump is saying that there will be no taxes on overtime if he is elected? Did you hear that latest gaslighting from Trump?
Part of our additional tax cuts, we will end all taxes on overtime.
So Trump is telling you, it's at this point, he bribing. he's used to bribing in business. Now he's trying to bribe the American people by, wait, one more thing. I know I lost the debate with Kamala and she mollywopped me, but I got something new for y'all. I got something new. Like, because why you ain't mentioned this before? Why all of a sudden is this after the debate, after you've lost? Hold on, I got one more thing for you. How about if you work more than 40 hours, no taxes on that? How about nobody want to work over 40 hours? Some people do it because they got to, but nobody strives. And that's not the majority of Americans that are doing that. On top of that, what about those? Because when I worked in corporate America, I easily did 60 or 70 hours a week. That was another reason I was like, why am I working so hard for these people when I was about to say something else, so I caught myself. Why am I working so hard for these people when I could be working for myself like that and have unlimited funds? But I was a salaried employee. So it didn't matter that I was working 60, 70 hours a week. I still got my 37.5 worth of salary, no matter how much extra time I gave them. So that wouldn't work for me. That wouldn't work for many of you who are on salary. The other thing that many of you already know who may have hourly jobs is that anytime you get anywhere near that overtime hours, what they do, send your ass home. They gonna send you home. On top of that, someone said, I saw somewhere, and I haven't read it myself, but I'm just repeating what I've heard, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but they were saying, word on the street is that Project 2025 was actually trying to eliminate overtime pay. I do know they're against the unions, and the unions are usually the ones fighting so that people can get overtime and other benefits. So even if, let's just go with this fantasy land. Even if Trump were, the devil reigned and Trump got reelected, even if that happened, what is the likelihood, and let's say he passed this law, what is the likelihood that people would really benefit from it? Because they're going to change the laws where you can't even get, where you can't get overtime pay at all. So nothing will be defined as overtime pay. People got to pay attention. Pay attention. Right. Rachel CD is saying they're trying to make overtime obsolete. He's scamming as usual. I love that. Exactly. Right. Yes. So anyway, okay, and then this clip here. If this ain't a dog whistle from Trump, I mean, there's been many of them. We hear them all the time. That's why many of us are woke. And I'm saying, vote blue. I'm not finna sit here and act like, oh, I'm impartial, because I know some people are gonna vote for Trump, and I want to keep following. I don't give no damn about all that. Vote blue if you want freedom. Vote blue for freedom. This is what Trump tells us that he's going, or them. He ain't talking to us. Trust me. Nothing about his campaign candidacy or potential of becoming a president has anything to do with us. It's about them. Again, the separation. What is it? Divide and conquer. That's why he likes to other everybody else. Them over there, them blah, blah, blah. Those people, they eat cats and dogs. They stealing your job. The brown folks stealing the black folks' job, like all of that. Now that he want black and brown people fighting and all of that. Divide and conquer. If I keep y'all fighting each other, then I get to reign supreme and do whatever I want to do. It's called the art of war, if y'all didn't know it. So this is what else Trump recently said.
I believe I'm saying.
Oh, it's so low. What about
you believe I have to say this? We are going to liberate parts of our country. Let's go back another 300 years. We are going to liberate our country. We are going to liberate parts of our country.
We are going to liberate parts of our country. That means free up people to have it the way that they really want to have it.
Let's go back another 300 years.
Let's go back another 300 years. If you don't, what could anyone put it in the chat? What did America look like 300 years ago? Who was liberated in America 300 years ago and who wasn't? This is crazy. This is insane that he can say these things and people like, he's the best. God ordained him. He's supposed to be our president. He ain't. And then you got these black folks who be sitting there promoting him, and these celebrities and these rappers and these millionaires. Do y'all understand what this man is about? I mean, y'all do, but y'all don't care because y'all looking at your pockets and the tax cuts you expect.
Can you believe I'm saying this? Can you believe I have to say this? We are going to live.
Do you believe I'm saying this? Do you believe I even have to say this? I've been telling y'all through all my other dog whistles that I'm all about white supremacy. Do you believe I gotta keep saying this, and I now gotta say it this way because y'all ain't getting it? I'm getting mollywopped by Kamala and people who believe in love and life and the freedom of this country. So here it is. Can't believe y'all making me say this. I'ma liberate y'all and take us back 300 years. Enslave those. That's what he's saying. Okay. Some of y'all still like, Vell, you exaggerate. That's not what he said. All right.
Liberate parts of our country. Let's go back another 300 years. We are going to liberate our country.
Anyway, I was just making sure some of y'all had heard that. Some of y'all who still think this is just about policy and he don't know nothing about no Project 2025. Okay. The other thing, let me put this poll question. Did you hear that Trump was saying that there was going to be no overtime if he's elected? 57% of y'all had heard that. 43% of y'all have been saved from the trauma of hearing his lies, at least that lie. The other thing, this part is a little interesting to me. The other thing is, poll question coming. It would in a real life situation, this would not be funny or chuckle worthy at all. But in the sense of Donald Trump, I can't help but to giggle a little bit because I'm a little like, really? Is this what we doing? Poll question: did you know that Trump recently had a second assassination attempt? Did you know? Did you know that allegedly, because we gotta say allegedly when it comes to this man, allegedly somebody else tried to take him out. Now, I saw little pieces of it, like headlines here, there. You know, I'm always on the internet and stuff, but I was so busy putting real shows together that I never really took time to stop and read the articles and really figure out what's happening. But look like nobody else really has to either. The news ain't, I mean, it's in the news, but it's been so suppressed that nobody's really paying attention to it. So and this was part of me putting shows together. So I don't have a clip handy, but on Fox News, one of the anchors was saying that Diddy's arrest this week was a coordinated effort from the district, the United States attorney in New York, to distract from Donald Trump's assassination attempt. And they saw right through it. So Fox News is saying the only reason they arrested Diddy wasn't because he was is a criminal, etc. They arrested him because they was trying to cover up people caring about Trump's second assassination attempt. I was like, it worked, because I hadn't even taken time to try to figure out what happened. I know I saw stuff on Twitter. I saw another white boy getting arrested or something, and they follow him somewhere. But I don't know nothing about. I ain't read not nan article. I saw the headlines and the clips sitting there that I never pressed play on. That's all. 100% of you have heard. I guess the second part of this question is, how many of y'all, because it's interesting. I mean, I don't know. The second part of this question is, do you believe that this is in fact the second assassination attempt? Do you believe it's real? I misread my whole question. Do you believe that this second assassination attempt was real? Or do you think this is all for fodder? This is to be a distraction, to get more sympathy? It's kind of amazing, though, that I think more people, it's something about that first attempt that people was like over it in like 2 weeks or so. Like it never happened. He gained a lot of sympathy. I was really nervous when that first happened. I was very nervous that the sympathy card would work in his favor, especially at the RNC and all that, and then wearing those tampons on their ear in solidarity. I was nervous. And him kissing. What did he do? Did he kiss that fireman? Unfortunately, the fireman who lost his life. Didn't he kiss his fire suit, which they said wasn't really his real fire suit? It was one they had made up to make it look like it was his, and it looked worn, and it looked like it had soot on it and everything. But they said it wasn't even his because the last name was spelled wrong. It's stunts and tricks. Trump is full of it. He's desperate at this point. Yeah, he's very desperate. Right. He's such a fool clown. Exactly. The lies he tell. sounding like a 10-year-old running for class president. Right. And one more thing. Free pop for everyone. Everything in the vending machines will be free. Like no real plan. Who gonna pay for it? All that. None of that thought through. It's just like you get whatever you want. You get whatever you want. Just vote for me. Whatever fits your needs. That's what I'm gonna promise. You want overtime pay? Okay, great. What your neighbor want? Your neighbor want people to stop eating his cats and dogs? I'm gonna do that too. No. Craziness. And they really going through it. Is that Ohio? I think it was Ohio with that them making up the stuff about the Haitians in that community eating cats and dogs. This is just ridiculous. Like they're really harming real people with these made up stories just for salacious purposes. I was trying to catch up where. Here we go. Hey, Sock Snob. My now former company eliminated overtime back in March. Supervisors and managers had to explain to us why someone worked more than 40 hours. Right. And the company I worked for, we all worked overtime. We all were on salary. All of us I think everyone was on salary. But yet our job roles and what we were responsible, especially those as managers and executive level, we had no choice but to work overtime to get our work done. If you didn't work the overtime, you wasn't getting your work done. If you didn't take the work home, it was too much work to get done. It was meetings all day. You met literally your work day was meetings. No real work was getting done as far as, administrative work and all of those things. That stuff wasn't getting done because you was in meetings all day. Literally, I would have days where I would go back to back meetings. Literally. And then you got payroll due that day. So now I got to go home and do my staff's payroll. All of that. So, yeah. Been there, done that. What else? So the topics I had planned. Oh, I'm gonna read these comments. That's what it was. But yeah, the topics I had planned just because of the sake of time. But I wanted to be able to come on here tonight to hang out with y'all a little bit before I head out and start packing and head out on my little vacation. And then when I come back, we back to business as usual. So this is gonna be the topic for tonight. And the other ones we'll cover next week. Oh, thank you, Vell, for joining. Yes, Vic Carter, you're very welcome, friend. I wish I had known earlier because I would have definitely came on earlier with that because it was I think I was 50 minutes in by the time, like the first hour basically was gone by the time I hopped on. Vic is reminding us to everyone, please vote and donate as well. Donate so that they can have the funds they need to get the work done as well. Vell, your Diddy meme video says it is premiering November the 1st. I am aware of that, D-Baby. There's stuff that happens behind the scenes with StreamYard where in order for me to put my thumbnail and all this other stuff, I actually have to give it a scheduled date. So I scheduled the date way out in advance when it's really for me to use for our upcoming show, but I didn't know when I was going to be able to do that yet. So I'm aware. Thank you very much, friend. I bet she says Diddy has great parties too. Who was that? Oh, that was Tracy Ellis when you wrote that comment. Yes. So some of the things, and we'll do this next week when I get back. Tuesday, I think. Yeah, Tuesday, I think we'll be able to have a show. I have a bunch of stuff that I've been running into online and on Twitter and stuff with Diddy videos. Here's one that's funny though. But videos, memes, all kinds of stuff. And we could do a whole show on that. But it's definitely by the time I get back, I have enough to do a whole show on that alone. They are really going in on social media. Yes, we have had metal detectors when I went to school. Yeah, we actually had metal detectors as well. Well, we got metal detectors my sophomore year in high school. But our thing wasn't active shooters and all of that. We never had those kind of drills. That for us was making sure nobody was bringing really knives and stuff in, because there were stuff like that. Somebody come and they packing a knife or something, you know, just in case they get jumped. But yeah, it just wasn't a huge, and we were irritated by it. We're like, what we need this for? But obviously there was stuff going on. But it's been just traditionally, it's been schools that are urban, schools that are considered in areas at high risk kind of thing have been the areas where they have the metal detectors. Metal detectors are not still to this day in a lot of schools, a ton, because I see here, I thought every school had this as far as metal detectors. No, by far no. When you start going into suburban areas and, you know, stuff like that, they don't have them. It's rare. Yes, please hit, thank you, Shanice, for that reminder to our people. Please hit that like button if you haven't as of yet. It looks like we have 56 likes, but well, I don't know. It ain't matching up with what I got down here. But please hit that like button if you haven't as of yet. It is free to you, but invaluable to me and the growth of this channel. Plus, we got to let YouTube know that Vell B is back to putting content out so that it will start to push my channel again, because it's not. They really not pushing this channel. And that's whether you're watching live or on the replay. It's greatly appreciated in advance. This is a big move. She's going to win. Yeah, that was another thing that made me say, well, let me just go live with this, because when I saw over 250,000 people were watching on her channel alone, and then there were some other YouTube channels streaming it, it made me say, like, definitely this is big. I'm hoping that the hype behind Kamala and this movement lasts to the election day and beyond. But also we got the Electoral College, and there are some other pieces that matter. You know, not just the popular vote. The popular vote, I think she's gonna be good. It's, you know, the Electoral College and all of that. So I'm just, at this point, I'm still hopeful, but I guess going through the trauma that we went through with Hillary Clinton, who I think the difference is we took it for granted that she was going to win. I voted. Don't get me wrong. I voted, but I think there are some people that didn't vote, just taking it for granted. Like, oh, she's going to win. No matter what, people going out and voting for her. So I think that may have been some of the problem as well with her. Plus, no one had experienced Trump before. I don't know why the hell they thought some acting businessman, racist, proven racist, was going to do so much for the betterment of our country. I never saw that. And I was a fan of The Apprentice, a big fan. I used to love that show. If only I had known. Shanice is saying Oprah's hair and outfit is so fire. Yeah, I thought her outfit was cold. And I loved at the bottom of her pants leg, she had those 3 buttons. When I saw that and the little split, I was like, oh, look at her doing it. I just didn't want to interrupt the stream. She was looking good. She was looking good. She need to zip it a little bit more. She cut Kamala off at a couple major points that Kamala was making. How do you cut off your guest, who is the VP, who is she's actually talking in order to campaign. She's campaigning. Don't interrupt her campaigning. Yeah, we done heard these stories every week, a few times a week at her different rallies and all that. Yeah, I done heard them all at this point. But let her finish, because everybody ain't heard them. She like, yeah, you said that at the DNC. Yeah, when you had told your friend to come stay with you and she stayed with you. What the F are you telling her story before, Oprah? Shut up. What? And I like Oprah, don't get me wrong. Now, Oprah ain't perfect. I ain't one of them kind of people. They're talking about Oprah, she's all perfect. I ain't that, but I do like Oprah. Because all the stuff that has been said about her is still rumored to this point. It ain't a Diddy situation yet, but if somebody start coming out with receipts and she ends up indicted for something, then I'm just be like, you know, oh well. But yeah, I'm gonna need her to stop interrupting. It says Oprah wants to be president, LOL. Oprah has, y'all know that, it was after Obama. You remember people really wanted Michelle or Oprah to run. so much so that Oprah addressed it because it was big. But Oprah said she had zero interest in, getting into politics on that level. Real money, real rich people understand that the real power is not actually in being a politician, but in puppet stringing the politicians, because you can then control them with your purse strings and across the aisle and everything. That's where the real power is. That's why you see these corporations controlling the politicians. That's where the real power is. Not in being the politician, but controlling the politician. She knows that. She's been around long enough. Has anyone seen or heard Biden since? I think you were saying since the debate with Trump, Biden has been out quite a bit. He was at the 9/11 memorial in New York with Trump and Kamala. And JD Vance was there. He wasn't humping on the couch that time. No couch was next to him. But I will say, and I can say this now because he's no longer running, because I swear I was holding back when he was running. I was like, I can't add fuel to the fire that's already out there. But when Biden is in these events and spaces with everybody, they're all lined up at this memorial side by side. Trump and Kamala end up shaking hands, but somebody showed on, I think it was Twitter I was watching, where they showed like when Kamala and Trump shook hands, he tried to do a power move by pulling her hand to like pull her, and she instead pulled back. She ain't nothing to play with. Y'all heard her say, "I'm a gun owner. My husband's a gun owner. And if somebody come in my house, they're getting shot." I love that. I love when she lets the real parts of her slip out, like the non-politician. I love it. She like me. If I was a politician, y'all would catch me. Some of y'all already know. Y'all would catch me having them moments because I can only, keep up the facade for so long. Sometimes I just gotta be me. I love that about her. But anyway, Biden was standing there and they were shaking hands in front of him, and he's just like blank staring. Y'all can't see with mine. Like, and they're doing all this in front of him. He ain't looking down. He ain't looking at either one of them. He's just staring off into space. I'm like, he's got to be suffering from something, and maybe having these moments, and they maybe are pumping him full of something to get him to be able to have some quick little speech somewhere. But ain't no way. It's too many times, and there's a bunch of viral clips out there of him being at events and just being out of it. Yeah. They able to still get him out there though. So, but he has been out there. And then somebody who said that, is that here right here? Yeah, right here. Miss Kim has said President Biden gave remarks about the economy and the rate cut earlier today. And I didn't know about this. So, they're not completely hiding him, but when you see him, you tell Biden, hey, I'm here. You see me? It's kind of like you in his face, like, you there? Wink if you're there. It's one of those. It's obvious. I mean, I know what they're doing. I know what they got to do. It's fine. I understand. But I also ain't crazy. I'm just glad that he stepped down because it was hard to keep my mouth shut. But I wasn't finna add fuel to that fire. Too much at risk. I ain't trying to go 300 years back. I just had to deal with Weekend at Biden's. Y'all remember the movie Weekend at Bernie's? Weekends at Biden. I was like, prop him up. I'll vote for him. Hell, lay him in a coffin. I'll vote for him. I'm desperate. They like, Kamala running the country anyway. He ain't even alive no more. Oh, well. The part of my people listening to that. Yeah. Colonizers everywhere. Yeah, what a clown. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Alice quoting, let's go back another 300 years. Y'all better pay attention. That's what MAGA is all about. Well, yeah, exactly. Some of us see this very clearly and some do not. And I am baffled by it, Alice. I try not to think about it too much because it's scary and it's overwhelming, but it's also scary too. Because these are people that I know would not actually want to live in a society that had been turned 300 years back. But for some reason, they think voting for him, I don't know if they think it's a joke, I don't understand. They're not processing what that means. I don't get it. I don't get it. There we go. Alice says, 300 years ago, my people were enslaved. Exactly. That ain't a place I'm trying to go to. My ancestors fought for me to have the freedom to be able to do what we're doing right now. For us all to be able to do what we're doing right now. What the hell I look like being complicit and returning and invalidating all they blood, sweat, and tears. I wish I would. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. That's how I feel about it. That's why I ain't finna sit over here and be like, vote for who you want to. No, I'm gonna tell the truth. You are gonna vote for who you want. But I'm gonna tell the truth about who you should be voting for and why. Now, the rest is up to you. And I'm gonna hug your neck if, God forbid, we end up going 300 years back. Be like, I told you, dumbass. Now get on over here and help me pick this cotton. Wow. Let me get off. I'm getting out of control. Let me get off. Let me get off. 50 Cent, Deborah. Wait, what? Huh? 50 Cent and Deborah Anthony Walker's mama. Are y'all hearing this? I'm very lost. What that mean, Nicole? I'm so lost at what that means. Cap, we won't go back. Exactly. We won't go back. Always a show with Trump, right? You say I giggle too. If you want to call that an assassination attempt, yeah. I don't even know. Again, I never read the article. I guess at some point I'll maybe look into it a little bit. I just heard about the second attempt a few hours ago. Wow, you just hearing about it a few hours ago. Didn't it happen like 2-3 days ago, something like that? Those assassination attempts are just as fake as his hair and skin tone. Nobody really trying to off Mr. Miracle ear. Yeah. And also, anybody else knows? I saw somebody comment. I forgot where. I don't know if it was one of y'all in the chat during one of our things or something, but I saw someone comment that how is it that his ear has no visible damage? It's looks like nothing ever happened within what was it, 2 weeks or something? And he was gushing blood. Shouldn't you see a little ping? He's a pale white man. Well, I'm sorry, a pale orange man. Shouldn't you see a discoloration of blackness or something? You know how your skin it scabs up or something? I mean, I know they put makeup on stuff, but it looked too regular for a bullet to have skinned it. I noticed grazed it. I know supposedly it grazed it, but still, y'all, can we see something? I mean, if I cut my finger, you're going to see the cut mark as it heals for at least a month or so, at least, much less a bullet going through my finger or grazing it. Should be a little tip off something? Can we get a close-up of that? Like, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Maybe some people just easily... And some people just believe, what they're told. Immigration is marketed to the middle class as they are coming to get and getting welfare to poor folks and minorities. They are taking your jobs. Yeah, I agree with that. Totally. That's right on point. This is probably the first attempt. You think this one? Okay, so Rachel is, I think, if I'm understanding your comment, you're saying the first attempt was definitely... act. Well, but I mean, that was an actual guy who got unalive. Well, they will do those things. I do believe in conspiracy theories. I do believe we live in the Matrix to a certain degree. So I do know and believe that they would unalive somebody to create that. Well, a couple people, because unfortunately the fireman lost his life too. I do believe that they would do that for votes to like make him win. I do believe it. So you're saying that one was fake. And this one might be real. I would say maybe that one. Again, no, they could have made that up. I give up. I'm done. I'm moving on. I'm going to start saying stuff. If they were really trying to off him, he'd be gone. I would think by now. Wait until they look into the young man's background. Okay, there's a new young man. Now, is this because does he fit the same profile as the first guy? Like, is he supposed to be a registered Republican, or did they purposefully pick somebody who registered as a Democrat this time? Because that's where they messed up the first time. That guy was actually registered as a Republican. Okay, I think I got far behind on the chat. I did. Ooh, I got really far behind. Okay. Right, no scab or nothing. He went from wearing a Kotex on his ear to no sign of an injury. Right, and that thing was huge. It was covering the whole side of his head. The doctor told Trump, "You was not shot. A piece of glass chipped his ear." Well, are you saying that as factual, or is you just kind of speculating that that's what happened? The fireman was a sacrifice for Mr. Miracle's shenanigan. I'm willing to believe that. I truly am. He was registered as a Republican. Are we talking about this new guy? The new he is okay. I think they're talking about the new guy. So the new guy is a Republican too. What is this saying? What is this really saying? His own people turning on him. No, this guy was older and previously voted for Trump. I thought this was another young guy. Okay, again, I didn't read any articles. I just saw headlines, but I thought I saw a thumbnail video of the guy being arrested, and I thought it was a younger looking guy. But again, I didn't read anything. The first young man that was unalive. Okay, I don't know. But yeah, so did I read? Oh, let me play this one Diddy video. The rest I don't have ready to go. That's what I was trying to put together when I found out that Kamala and Oprah were on. And then I'm gonna let y'all go so I can get to packing because I got to get up real early in the morning. And then I will see y'all next week. But for those of you who are on Telegram and on Patreon, you all will continue to hear from me over the weekend as I go about my where is this? Where am I going? Oh, it's over here. As I go about my travels. I'm gay, sure. I'm gay. I like mustaches, the muscles I like. Okay, I can't keep playing it because it's copyright. But this is somebody did this, and this is on I found this on Twitter. But this is to the music of Todrick Hall, I'm Gay. And I don't know this song. I had never heard it before. But they have all of the, I guess the usual suspects that people are saying are very rich celebrity men who are on the down low. I'm actually gonna put this on Patreon. Let me put this back up. I'm gonna pull this on Patreon now once I get off of here. So if you want to see this with the music and all of that, you can go over to my patreon.com/IAmVellB, and you'll be able to watch it with that sound. And it's a bunch of other Diddy stuff. Also on Telegram, in the Diddy group, I'll put this in there. So join either. Where's my Telegram stuff? You can join either if you have not, if you want to see this and a couple other clips that I found because they're all hilarious. Even they got one, again, I don't have it handy, but they got one. I don't know. I think this is actually a picture of Diddy's house when they raided it with the I don't think they photoshopped this, but it's I can do a screen share at least though. But if you want to join Telegram, this is where I send notifications of when I'm going live, all kind of other little updates. You can join that. Also, Telegram, if you join that, allows you to communicate with the other people. Join our various groups. We have a Diddy group now. We have Tiffany Henyard, Darius Crooks, a political group, a Big Brother group, which I'm off, y'all. I'm still trying to catch up on episodes. On this vacation, I should be able to catch up. But yeah, all kind of stuff. So you can either, what is it again? It's Vell B VIP if you're already on Telegram. If not, you can scan that QR code and join Telegram. Let me screen share. I didn't get a chance to look deeply into this, but they had posted this on social media. I probably should have did this another way, but let me do this another way so it's larger for y'all. What a file at? Pull a file in. So today's show, yes. Oh no, I'm on the wrong show. Hold on. Hold your horses. Here it is. That way I can make it larger for y'all. Share screen. There we go. I think I can make it even larger. There we go. So they allegedly, and maybe some of y'all know, maybe some of y'all been really keeping up with this. This is allegedly, and I don't know, this could be Photoshop because this look a little insane. But again, he does have a huge house. So he could have a bathroom that looks like this. Y'all think this Photoshop though? I mean, you ain't got a storage room to put this in. Like this is in a fancy marble laden bathroom, and you got. See, I don't know. Maybe this is a joke. Do y'all think this is a joke, or do y'all know? Again, I haven't had time to research. And then this picture here. I mean, the crazy part, but his house is huge. But the crazy part is this looks more like a department store than somebody's house. But I do believe it could be his real house. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. And you can't read the labels. I don't know. What y'all think? What y'all think? But anyway, that's floating around social media. I just don't know if it's true. Like, you got to investigate when you see stuff on social media. But it was funny as hell. So I'm like, whether it's true or not, I wanted to share it. Unfortunately, I don't know what the no mean. I don't know what I was saying when you said yes. The bottles are too big, right? But I mean, but they would be added for, they said, days at a time. The freak-offs lasted days at a time. So you would need larger bottles. You don't want to keep having to open up new bottles. I don't know. A woke walk-in bathroom full of little, come on. Right. Yeah, I know that seems a little odd. Go on Google about Trump ear. You will read the report from the doctor. Okay. Thank you for that information, but I don't care enough to do it. I don't care. I gotta know what it is, and I don't care enough to do it. I know she gaslighting. 1,000 bottles of baby oil, babies all over the place, country ashes. Did he buy all about it? Right. That may be his house. Did he? Do you confirm or deny this your crib? Right. You said the bottles are Photoshopped. Okay, I can believe that. Because that is absolutely ridiculous. But whoever did this put in some real work. Because even on the top counter, they got them of various sizes. That's what makes it, like, I would have to study this a little bit. But the fact that they have them, like, even of different sizes, even different types. But who would need to? I mean, even this display case of them is nice. It's ridiculous. It's different. Definitely, I think you said Photoshop. Yeah. The bathroom is okay. So the bathroom is real, but the bottles aren't. I can see that. Listen, ain't no joke of any kind that can withstand that amount of loot. Right. But yeah, I wanted to show y'all that. It's so many more of the memes that I'll be showing y'all when we come back after my little reprieve, my little vacation. It's literally every weekend this month. Next week is up in the air. There's something special going on. If you're on Patreon, you're privy to that information. They'll be working on stuff. It'll be stuff happening in the background, not just YouTube. But literally this month, I've had a trip every weekend. So this is my second to last trip for the month of September. Then we back to our regular schedule for now. But with that, I thank all of you for joining. If you have not hit that like button as of yet, please do so. Please also consider sharing this video and subscribing if you are new. And with that, until next time, Make sure to take care and be blessed, and I'll see y'all soon. Peace.